Hey everybody, it's Andrea. Before we start today's show, I have a super quick announcement to share with all of you. Beginning in April, I'm going to be launching a series of college to career live weekend boot camps to help graduating seniors as well as juniors who are confused about what jobs or careers they might want to pursue when they graduate. So imagine going from confused to confident with at least 3 different career options you'd be psyched to explore by the end of day 1 of the boot camp. And then learning the tools, tactics, and the strategies to find those jobs by the end of day 2. The boot camp is live and it's led by me over Zoom. And you can learn more about it at College to Career Academy. That's college, the number 2, career.academy. Or you can just look me up on LinkedIn and check out the featured section of my LinkedIn page. I can't imagine a better graduation gift for the college students in your life. Thanks so much for listening, and I know you're going to enjoy my next incredible guest. Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's time for coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Dave Asprey. Dave, you've mentioned it a couple of times now. You've talked about how fasting helps eliminate brain fog. How does somebody know if they have brain fog, and how do they know if their body is inflamed, especially when you're in your early 20s, late teens?
Well, the number one sign of inflammation is muffin top. So that is not fat. It changes. Some days you have it, some days you don't. So on a day when you have muffin top that you can see, you also have muffin top in your brain, because the inflammatory molecules called cytokines that are causing you to basically be swollen, be inflamed, are also affecting your brain. And you have brain fog when you try to pay attention and it doesn't work, because a healthy brain, when you focus on something, magically you focus on it. And when you want to remember something, magically it's there. And if instead you're sitting there going, I can't remember the word for that. What was that? I don't remember. Why did I open the refrigerator? I know I've got my car keys. I'm at the store, but what was I going to buy? This was how my brain worked. I didn't even know it could work a different way because I was so inflamed. And when you get your brain working, you recall things like you wouldn't believe. But more importantly, it's not work. You just do what you want to do because you have that energy and you have the focus. And sometimes, in fact, the majority of the time, something that you're eating is stealing your focus. And a lot of these health trends like that, garbage protein in coffee is a common trigger. The milk protein isolate that's now being sold in some of the pseudo-healthy coffees. You'll also find things like, I'm going to go eat kale. Kale is not brain food. Kale actually makes you hungry. And for a lot of people, it actually gives them really severe cravings and brain fog. And fried stuff, telling you, yeah, French fries are delicious, no doubt about it. The science shows you get 48 hours of inflammation from those fries, and smoking a cigarette gives you only 24 hours of inflammation. I don't think either one's a good idea, but I would rather smoke a cigarette than eat a plate of French fries cooked in canola oil, soybean oil, all the crap at restaurants. So order the stuff that's not fried. That alone could change your brain fog.
Oh, God. I can't believe it. I have been eating kale salad so much recently because I did one of those Kibo nutritional, like inflammation marker tests, what foods I'm sensitive to. And believe it or not, lettuce was one of the foods that I'm sensitive to. And so the nutritionist that I work with said, well, you should eat kale or arugula and things like that. And then I'm reading your book and I'm like, oh my God, it's just that it makes me hungry, but I'm eating it anyway. after I'm breaking my fast.
Here's the thing. If you eat stuff that makes you hungry, fasting is going to suck. And if you eat stuff that makes you hungry, it means it doesn't work for you. When you eat right, you shouldn't think about food for 4 hours. And when your next meal comes, I guess I could eat. But it's not, if I don't eat, I'm going to have to kill someone and eat them. Right? What's going on here is kale is full of something called oxalic acid that contributes to kidney stones. It contributes to inflammation throughout the body because this acid sticks to calcium in your blood, makes tiny little razor sharp crystals that circulate around and get stuck in various tissues, including something called vulvodynia, where it gets stuck in the vulva in women. And it's a really painful condition. So we're seeing a rash of people with kidney stones caused by kale or from raw spinach, which is the other major source. Some people handle it better than others, but it's not particularly healthy. This is why your grandparents ate creamed spinach, where they would cook the spinach to get rid of some of this, and then they'd put milk in it so the calcium crystals would form with the cheese, and then they wouldn't stick into your tissues. But now, because of the 70s granola people, like, we have to eat all these raw things. No, it's okay to cook your greens. And if you cook your kale and dump the water out, maybe add some baking soda, it's not that toxic. But to consider raw kale a health food, no, it's not a health food. It's never been a health food. And sorry, it might taste good if you fry it in bad oil, but you don't want to eat that either.
No.
So it's just understanding the biology. And in the book, there's 5 categories of foods that cause brain fog and cravings for people. And you're going to be more sensitive to some than others.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.